everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. Today we're going to discuss makeup brushes and why you should clean them, and like some DIYs or tips on how to clean them. And one thing I want to make sure I say right away is there are a lot of professional makeup artists, no disrespect to any of them, that, clean their brushes, with the solution and everything normal, wait for them to dry and everything, but then clean them again with alcohol. Now, I understand why they do that. They're using their brushes on multiple faces, but, and they probably replace their brushes a lot more often than your normal, average, everyday person. But you should not be cleaning your personal makeup brushes with alcohol. That is a personal opinion just based on what I know what alcohol can do to brushes. But I'm just telling you, I'm not gonna say you should not. I'm gonna say I don't do it and I wouldn't recommend it. Because what it does is, let me find a brush for you. Here's the brushes that I'm cleaning today. So in this brush here, you probably can't see it because there's these brushes, they have a slight crimp in them. Alcohol is going to go into kind of the joints of those crimps, dry out the brush and make them brittle. The application of the makeup is not going to be as smooth and nice. It's going to end up starting to be streaky and just not looking good. And alcohol just will ruin brushes. They will. And I mean, you should replace your brushes pretty frequently anyway. But if you do decide that you want to clean them with alcohol, you're going to have to replace them a lot more often because they are going to dry out and get very brittle. The bristles are. Now, we're going to talk about why you should wash your makeup brushes, because I've noticed, like on Twitter and stuff, this issue is coming up a lot. Apparently there have been a few people who have had facial issues because of dirty, nasty brushes. So you should wash your brushes because of bacteria, obviously, and you wash your brushes because it gets rid of most of the bacteria. It also cuts down the attraction of bacteria. It collects dead skin cells and oils, which again is nasty. That needs to be washed off, but that affects the cleanliness of makeup application. That's another reason you need to clean your brushes often. And dirty brushes can leave makeup streaky, blotchy, the application isn't right. If you're using some makeup brushes and you're finding your makeup isn't going on the way it did the last time you put makeup on, grab some clean brushes and try that, because it's probably that your brushes need to be clean, or that they were cleaned with an alcohol solution and they're starting to get brittle. Clean bristles mean a cleaner, smoother application. Some tips to prolong the life of your makeup brushes, plus to help keep the makeup application process hygienic, is, first of all, if you have any open blemishes or anything on your face in the area where you're going to use that makeup brush, you want to make sure, I would try to avoid using any makeup at all on those areas if you can, but if that's unavoidable or you want to put a full face on or whatever, you want to make sure that that area has been thoroughly cleansed, and even dab some alcohol on it. And I know alcohol is hard to find right now, but you want to make sure that that area is good and clean, because the alcohol will dry it out, so that will reduce the risk of oozing onto your brush. Because even if you don't see like a blemish oozing or something, doesn't mean it's not. That can be microscopic. If you're sick, avoid putting makeup on at all if you can. And if you do apply makeup when you're sick, I suggest just getting rid of those brushes. Don't even bother cleaning them. I know a lot of people are also gonna disagree with that, but it's just, for hygiene and health, I think that that's the best trick. Now, this, mind you, this information is coming from me, I probably have over 1,000 makeup brushes because of all the different looks and stuff I do. A lot of my makeup brushes are still sealed up. So I know it's easy for me to say, just throw them away. But trust me, it is better than to take the risk. And if you don't throw them away, if you choose to wash them, just make sure you wash them very, very thoroughly. And let them dry completely. It is so important that the makeup brushes dry completely. And don't put your makeup brushes in the dishwasher for a couple different reasons. It could damage the handle. It can severely damage the bristles, and it's not going to get in there and deeply clean it like hand washing it is. And I believe that hand washing is the best way to go. You take a brush and you want to look at, this is another one that it's in my washing. These brushes need to be washed pile, because you're going to get your soap on there and you're going to get in there really good. Don't be afraid. You're not going to hurt your brush, but you want to get in there real good. A dishwasher isn't going to get deep inside there. You know what I mean? Another tip is regarding brushes that you may have stored in an open container that you don't use all the time and you haven't used. I would suggest, if it's been a month or whatever and they've been sitting there and you haven't used them, you know, there's dust particles, skin particles and stuff in the air. Go ahead and wash those brushes just to be on the safe side. I, for the most part, try to keep all of my brushes contained, but you know, I know that a lot of people don't do that, or it's not an option, or they like to display their brushes, you know, but I do recommend, if you do that, give your brushes, even the unused ones, a good wash every once in a while. And again, make sure those brushes are completely dry. You know, you don't, because that moisture is going to attract more germs and stuff. So you take a wet brush and you use it on your face. Any kind of germs you have on your face are going to transfer onto that brush and make the growth even worse, because it's moisture and bacteria loves moisture. And not only should makeup brushes be washed regularly, but you should also be disinfecting your work area or your little makeup table and area with Lysol wipes. If you can't find Lysol wipes, maybe an alcohol solution or something, but you want to make sure that your makeup area is good and disinfected. And also you want to make sure you're disinfecting the handles of your brushes. When you wash them, the handles are getting clean too, but like just as you're putting them away or whatever, just, you know, whatever. I know it seems excessive, but it's better for you to have clean makeup brushes. Brushes should be washed very frequently. Some say every 2 weeks, some say every couple of days. I wash my brushes every time I use them. And again, that's because I have several sets of brushes. And that's another thing I recommend. If it's feasible for you, have 2 or 3 sets of brushes so you always have a clean set in rotation, so you can make sure those brushes get clean and have plenty of time to dry. Eye brushes, I clean after every use, no matter what. Face brushes, I may sometimes give it a couple days, use it a couple times, but for the most, and if you have any blemishes and you're using the brushes, you want to make sure that you clean those after each use until that clears up. But wash them very frequently. I think every 2 weeks is a little too long for, you know, for my peace of mind. But, you know, I think that is the go-to. Well, every 2 weeks. But eye makeup brushes, I definitely think you should clean those more often. Also clean, like, makeup bottle openings and stuff. Like, now here's a, you know, right up here and around the inside. You want to clean those up real good. And makeup brushes, and I know a lot of people won't do this. I think a lot of people use makeup brushes until they just start falling apart. But you really should be replacing your makeup brushes every 3 months. If you're taking good care of them, you can go a little longer, but the general rule is every 3 months. Beauty blenders, I feel, should be replaced even more often than that, because they're sponges. It's really hard to get all that bacteria out from the inside. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos where girls are cutting open their beauty blender and there's bugs inside. I don't know if those are hoaxes or whatever, but it freaks me out. Now, for my makeup brushes, I like to use a solution of Dawn dish soap and a little bit of hair conditioner, because you also want to keep them conditioned to keep them supple. But my recipe is 4 part soap to 1 part conditioner. So if I use like a tablespoon, if I make a mixture of like a tablespoon of soap, then I'll use a 1/4 tablespoon of conditioner. You don't need a lot of conditioner. And then just mix it together. I usually blend in a little bit of water to make it more manageable. And then I dip my brush, wash it under running water, rinse it off really good. And then I will like rub it on my arm. If I see any color come off, I'll repeat the process over and over again until I don't see any more color coming off and the water is running clear. I think that's really it. You just want to make sure you clean those makeup brushes, because they can do, a dirty makeup brush can wreak havoc on your face. So make sure those makeup brushes are clean. I think that's it. I'm not going to show you how to wash makeup brushes. There's plenty of videos on how to do that. Well, there's probably plenty of videos on why you should wash makeup brushes. But I thought, you know, I feel like this is an area I have something to offer in, so I will. And don't put dirty makeup brushes in your mouth and stuff. Like, don't lick them, and then, because that's just transferring bacteria. I mean, I know it's your bacteria in your face, but still, don't. That's just adding to the problem. I think that's it. Mask brushes, of course, should be washed after every single application, but I don't really do masks and things like that on my channel, so I didn't really talk about that too much. I think makeup brushes that you're using anything liquid on, like foundation, like this is a foundation brush, or I use this for brush or foundation, I clean this after every single use, because look how dirty it got after one use, you know. And they also get very sticky if you don't clean them very often. So you want to clean those very, very often. And but I think that's it. I know I rattled on for kind of a long time, but I just wanted to you know, talk to you and let you know. I've been getting some really weird comments on some of my videos lately. Not mean comments, just not trolly, just weird. And I'm like, I think there's like some people who have me confused with somebody else or something, but it's really weird. And like, I hid the users from my channel because it was uncomfortable. But they weren't mean, so I don't know. It was just really weird. Do you ever get comments like that? It's just strange. It was like uncomfortable. But anyway, that's it. I have to go. My eyes are kind of watering because I chopped up an onion before I made this video. And I have to go finish making dinner, and I will talk to all of you later. Bye.